Antoine, you guys have played a couple of high-powered offenses, obviously, but given up, I know for your liking, way too many yards. It seems like they're throwing the ball quick. They're not letting your pass rush get there. What can you guys on the back end do a little bit better to help that situation?
Yeah, I would say one thing we could do better is disguising our coverages, allow that pass rush to get there. A lot of quick throws, like you said. So I would say definitely disguising will definitely help them out and help them get home.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, we'll go to Greg Allman.
Hey, Antoine. Obviously, your dad played his last 9 years with the Vikings. I just want to ask you how much of that, I'm sure that's most of your NFL experiences around that team, just what your favorite memories of that team was and how strange it'll be to go up against them on Sunday.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad last night. We were watching film together, and I'm like, isn't it crazy that, like, I'm playing against, like, the Vikings, and we kind of, like, laughed about it. But I grew up a Vikings fan, watching my dad play up there. So I've always loved the Vikings, watched pretty much all their games when I was growing up. So it's going to be a cool experience being able to play against one of my favorite teams.
Thanks.
I'll go over to Jenna Lane.
Antoine, we know how your dad gets in these games, though. Like, there's no question he's rooting for you, and he's rooting for the Bucks, right?
For sure, 100%.
Oh, that's great. Well, I know that you weren't responsible in providing help over the top the whole game, but when you guys are in a situation like the one you were in against the Chiefs with Tyreek Hill, right, and his speed is overwhelming for just about any defense or anybody. I mean, he's one of the fastest players in the league. How do you kind of make those adjustments, or what were you able to kind of learn from that experience? Because I know that then they started sending you over the top to kind of help out, but what can you kind of take from that experience for the next time you do face a guy that has that kind of speed?
Yeah, versus that kind of speed, I would say you just gotta play. You gotta double him, take him out the game. He's one of a kind. And so going against players like that, I would say definitely have to double that early on. And so we can just take that out the game. That's one thing I would say that I would learn.
And also, what can you take from the last few games that you guys played where you were, a three-point margin for both of those games against really good opponents, and everything matters at this point. So what can you take from those games and those experiences moving forward?
Yeah, I say we just have to start fast. I feel like we've been getting down early on in games, and I feel like that's been hurting us at the end because they're all close games. So I feel like just starting faster and creating more takeaways is something that we need to do more.
Thank you.
Are we going to go over to Lindsey Young with the Minnesota Vikings?
Hey, Antoine, thanks for taking the time. Just wanted to ask you specifically about Harrison Smith. I think I'd read in a different story that you had some memories with him, even like playing video games with him when he would come over to your guys' house. I guess, what are some of your earliest memories of Harrison maybe off the field? And then what do you admire about his game now?
Yeah, Harrison is a stud. I remember watching him when I was in college at Minnesota. I remember we went to a few of the Vikings games as a team, and I remember watching him. I'm like, man, this guy is crazy. I'm watching how he disguises. He's showing down. He's playing deep middle third. It's crazy. He's a great player. I would say my earliest memory would be Monday nights. The players would come over to the house, and I just remember all of them coming in. I remember him specifically coming in, meeting him and everything when I was young. And I was down there, playing the video game with him, beating everybody in Madden and everything. So it was cool to be able to hang around all those guys when I was younger.
And then if I can just ask you one more, I think Rob Gronkowski played against your dad with the Vikings in 2010, and now obviously he's teammates with you. Have you and Rob talked about that at all? And is that just kind of a crazy thing to think about?
No, we haven't really talked about it, but it is crazy. Like I don't know, it's just wild just going against these players that my dad has played against. It's just a weird thing to think about, but it's also cool.
All right, we're going to go over to Kevin O'Donnell.
Hey, Antoine, obviously you've been around a lot of NFL football your whole life, but was there anything that was kind of eye-opening for you, anything that surprised you at all coming into the league once you started playing?
I feel like coming into the league, I was pretty much prepared. My father played 14 years, so I feel like he prepared me the best way possible. He told me what to expect going in and everything like that. So there wasn't anything specifically that stood out to me so far.
Defensively, you guys really dominated in the first half of the season. The last quarter, though, you've given up more yards than any team in the league. Is there anything that's changed that you've seen? Is it just the quality of opponents that you face that kind of escalates those numbers?
Yeah, we're playing against some good teams, but I would say we just got to start faster. I feel like that's a crucial thing that we need to do, set the tone early and just maintain that throughout the entire game and get takeaways. I feel like we got to continue to get takeaways, to give our offenses more chances to score and more opportunities. So I feel like that's the biggest thing.
All right, we're going to go to Dane from the Pioneer Press.
Hey, Antoine, thanks for doing this. Was just curious, what was your experience like with the Vikings pre-draft, and were you at all surprised that they didn't take you when they had a pick at the end of the first round, considering you were right up the road?
No, I wasn't really surprised. Like they already have two good safeties right now. And also like during the combine and everything, I think I met with the DB coach probably like once going there. So I don't think there was any heavy interest with me. So it was no surprise. I can't hear
We have
you.
time for a few more. We're going to go over to Mark Craig.
Okay.
Yeah, Antoine, just wondering what your earliest memory of watching your dad play and when you became aware that he was an NFL player and that was different than other kids' dads. And also, what parts of your game and his game are similar? You are similar. Seems like you were similar players, just different position.
Yeah, I would say we're similar in size, and I guess I'd say we're similar in the way we tackle. We're both not the biggest guys, but we like to hit. I would say the earliest memory of my dad playing, I'm not even sure of my earliest memory, but I could tell you about the last game I remember is when he played against the New Orleans Saints. I think it was in the NFC Championship game. I remember going to that game and watching him play in that game. That's probably like the earliest thing I remember.
What is it about the Winfield genes that you can tackle the way? I mean, I was always amazed at just his size and just how he stuck his head in, no matter how big the opponent was. So what is it about you guys that tackle gene that comes out?
You know what? I couldn't really tell you. I feel like it flows natural to both of us. When he played, he just naturally did it. And I feel like same with me. It's just something that you just naturally do with us, I guess.
All right, we're going to close out with a question from Tom Krasnicki.
Hi, Antoine. I wanted to ask you, after 12 games in your NFL career in the bye week, usually the college season lasts that long, and a lot of rookies have talked about hitting a wall at this point of the season. Do you feel like that's happened with you to this point?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm still enjoying it. A lot of people have kept coming up to me, asking me if I hit it yet, and I'm like, no, I don't even know what y'all talking about. I love playing football, so the rookie wall with me, I don't think there is one.
Well, fair enough. So after 12 games, I know your dad has probably gave you his assessment of how you have played. How would Antoine Winfield rate Antoine Winfield's performance so far through 12 games?
Yeah, through 12 games, I would say I did an okay job. I still feel like I need to get better in all areas. I feel like I need to create more takeaways for the team and things like that. So I feel like I still got a long way to go. And I got a big four games coming up. So hopefully I can make something happen.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, that's all for today. Thanks, Antoine.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, y'all.